Well, hello everybody, how are you today? My name is JC and I'm broadcasting live from the Academy Montero Espinosa in Madrid, Spain. Alright, this is level B2 upper intermediate, so I'm going to try to speak as little Spanish as possible, okay? Because in this level you should be able to understand me, theoretically, alright. So anyway, again, my name is JC and we are broadcasting live, okay? We are online. I don't know if you can see me. Hello, I hope you can. And we are going to talk about a few things in this first online video for this level. B2, okay, B2 upper intermediate. Okay, very good. In the previous videos, we had different online programs with levels A1, which is basic. We also had level A2, which is pre-intermediate, and I just finished another online broadcasting about level B1, which is intermediate, and this is level B2. Okay, I hope everybody is watching me. Okay, this is the fourth online presentation of the day. I'm a little tired, but here I am. Okay, anyway, for those of you who are at home, I hope everybody is doing good. And for those of you who feel a little sick, I wish you the best. I hope you will recover soon. You will get better soon. And hang in there, okay, hang in there. This thing will pass, I hope, soon. Okay, we're going through a very difficult moment right now around the world. But this too shall pass, as they say in English, okay. Once again, we are reporting live, okay, from Montero Espinosa in Madrid, Spain. My name is JC. And let's see, how are we doing in terms of time? Yes, we have about 25 minutes for this video broadcast, and I hope I will teach you a few things, okay, that maybe you don't know, or maybe you do, I don't know. I hope some of my students are watching. If you are, hello everybody, I don't know your name, I don't know, just send me a message, okay? And I hope you're not bored. I hope you won't be bored in the next 20-25 minutes. Okay, so what are we gonna start with? All right, I'm gonna start with a few words that are pronounced incorrectly. Okay, for those of you who are my students and who come to the Academy, you already know, but I'm gonna review. All right, the word T-A-L-K, you don't pronounce talk. No, you don't. That is incorrect. So how do you pronounce it? You pronounce talk. Talk to me, baby. Okay, talk to me. Talk to me. Are you talking to me? Yes, I am. So you pronounce talk. You don't pronounce talk the way it is written. Okay, remember this is B2, advanced, upper intermediate level. So remember, repeat after me. Talk. Talk to me. All right, the same thing happens with the word W-A-L-K. You don't pronounce walk. No, that is incorrect. And the way you pronounce it is like the Asian restaurant, walk. Talk to me and walk with me. Okay, so one more time, talk and walk. All right, another word that is commonly mistaken in terms of pronunciation is H-A-L-F. In English, you pronounce it half. You don't say half. The L is silent. Okay, so no half, you pronounce half. All right, something like this, half. Okay, very good. Another commonly mistaken is this one. Everybody mistakes this one, I don't know why. So you don't pronounce Iceland. No, if you pronounce Iceland, this is what you are saying. You're pronouncing the country. This is pronounced Iceland, but not this one. This is pronounced island, something like this. Island, island. So Iceland is a big island. Yes, it is. So remember, talk, walk, have, island, Iceland. Another one that people pronounce incorrect, I don't know why, is this word. Most of my students, even in advanced levels, they say correct. Why do you pronounce correct? It is pronounced correct. So imagine there is a tilde, which there isn't, but imagine there is a tilde and you pronounce correct. The same goes with the word exam. You don't say, please don't say exam, because it is so wrong. You pronounce exam. Correct. And another one. Control. All right. Please don't say control. Please don't say correct. And please don't say exam. So again, correct, exam, control. I don't know why most people pronounce those incorrect. Another one is this one. Most people say hotel. I don't know. Maybe because of the song Hotel California. Probably. Who knows? But the pronunciation is hotel. Hotel. Whenever we are doing a listening exercise in my classes and I hear the word hotel, I stop the audio and I say, hey, what did they say? Hotel or hotel? And they say, yeah, you're right. So remember, one more time. Talk to me. Walk with me. Have, for example, this word they use it in football matches. In Spanish we would say el primer tiempo. But if you say in English the first time is la primera vez when you translate from English into Spanish. So in English you don't say the first time when you're talking about football, a football match. So you say the first half and the second half, or the first 45 minutes and the second 45 minutes. So remember, you don't say the first time when you're talking about football, you say the first half and the second half, all right? And you don't pronounce the L. Okay, very good. Hotel, island, Iceland, correct, exam, and control. And there is, where is my eraser here? And there is another word. Let me erase these ones. I hope you remember them. Okay. There is another word, or there are other words that have a double pronunciation. For instance, this one, which is probably one of the hardest. Okay, now, this word can be a noun, or it can also be a verb. Okay, now, it has the British pronunciation and the American pronunciation. Okay, the British pronunciation sounds something like schedule, and the American pronunciation pronounced schedule. So schedule. Now, when I lived in America, when I was studying at the university, which was for many years, because I have 2 degrees, one in computer science and another one in psychology. What am I doing teaching? That's a good question. Well, I got tired of working with computers, and I prefer teaching, because when you're teaching, you're using your psychology. Yes, okay. So anyway, when I was at the university, none of the professors, because at the university level, by the way, you don't call them teachers, you call them professors. Okay, that's another thing. So professors at the university level and teachers at the high school level or in an academy such as this one, okay? I'll call them professors. So all the professors pronounce schedule. I never heard schedule, never. Most of my professors were Americans, maybe three. If I remember correctly, there were 3. That one of them was Japanese, another one was Chinese, and another guy from Iran. But the rest, and I have 2 degrees, so I met a lot of professors. The rest were all Americans. Today, I don't know, maybe there are many Hispanic professors, who knows. But at the time I studied, I was an American from 1986 until 1995. And I studied from 86 until 94. So I met a lot of professors at the university, and all of them said schedule. Schedule at the beginning of the classes, the schedule for today is the schedule for next week, the schedule for next month, whatever. So again, it could be a noun or a verb, and you could say the schedule for this week is blah blah blah. We need to schedule an appointment. So in that case, it is used as a verb. Okay, and most people, because they don't know how to pronounce this word, they say, okay, well, I'll just use the word timetable. Timetable, yeah, but the problem is that timetable is only a noun. It is not a verb. And when you want to use the word as a verb, you have to use schedule or schedule. So you cannot say to timetable this or to timetable that. That is incorrect. So only timetable as a noun, whereas schedule could be a noun or a verb. Okay, very good. Again, there are other words that are pronounced in 2 different ways, British or American. For example, the word address, you can say address or address, garage or garage, etc., etc. There are a few. Okay, there are difference between the British and the American. I studied in America, so for me, I prefer the American English because it is more universally used. I had the chance, I mentioned this on the first broadcasting today, the first live program. I had the chance to travel around the world, well, not around the world, but to quite a few places, and they use more the American version rather than the British version. Maybe because, I don't know, there are more American businesses around the world, I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons, maybe because there are more Americans in the world than British. I'm not discriminating against British English at all. As a matter of fact, I think it is the original language. It's good. I love the English spoken in Oxford. People say it is the best one in the world. It's the most, I don't know, the best one, the best spoken, the most proper English in the world. And I agree. I like it. But it's only spoken 1% of the whole English population. Only 1%. That's not a lot. Okay. So what else? How are we doing in terms of time? We have time. Now we're going to talk about conditionals today. All right, conditionals. Okay. There are 4 types of conditionals. Okay, there are 4 types of conditionals. All 3, there are 4. So we have the first one is called present. The zero conditional uses the present in the main clause, and the conditional clause they use also the present. For example, if you heat ice, it melts. Yes or no? So heat is in the present, melt is in the present, of course, because it is it, you have the s. Okay, so again, this is called the zero conditional. If present, if you heat ice, it melts, theoretical. All right, then we have conditional number 1, and they use the present simple, and on the second on the conditional clause, they use the future with will, because as you know, there are 2 futures. We have going to, which is a more immediate future, and will, which is a more distant future. All right. So in the main clause, you use the present. Obviously, I always use the same example. If you study, comma, you'll or you will learn. Yes or no? Okay, if you study, you will learn. Yes, theoretically. Okay, so that is again a present future with will. All right, then we move on to the second conditional, which uses the past simple on the main clause, and the conditional clause they use the conditional simple. Okay, for instance, if, to follow the same example, if you studied, you'd, which is the same as you would, okay, you will learn. Yes, theoretically. So if you studied, the past simple, conditional simple, you can combine it or contract it or not. So if you studied, you'd learn. Okay, that is true, theoretically. All right, I'm gonna use, let's see how much space we have. Yeah, I'm gonna use the third conditional here just in case it is not covered on the camera. Now, the third conditional is the hardest, okay? And it is made up of the past perfect in the main clause, and then conditional perfect. Okay, it's an A, believe it or not. So again, past perfect, conditional perfect for the third conditional. And the sentence becomes something like this. If you had studied, let me put it right down here, you'd have, well, I was gonna say past, you have learned. Now, learned can be written with an ED in the American version or with a T in the British version. Let me move over here so you can see the sentence better. All right, so the third conditional is used once again with the past perfect and the main clause, and the conditional perfect on the conditional clause. So the sentence becomes, if you had studied, the past perfect, okay, you'd or you would, it is the same as you would, okay, you would have learned, American, or you would have learned. Some verbs have 2 different versions. In this case, this is an example, with ED in the American version and with a T in the British version. As you know, for example, also the verb get, past got, and past participle could be American gotten and British got. So this is another example, American and British. Okay, so let me move over here again so you can see what I wrote on the board. Again, conditionals, we have the zero conditional, which is used with the present, present in the main clause, present in the conditional clause. If you heat ice, it melts. Okay, present, present. Number one, present future with will. If you study, you learn, or you will learn. If you just joined us, those of you who just joined our channel, we are talking about conditionals after we talked about the pronunciation of some controversial words. Okay, so again, we're talking about conditionals for those of you who just joined our program. Conditional number two, past simple, conditional simple. If you studied, you'd learn, or you would learn. And let me move over here so you can see number three again. And conditional number three, past perfect, conditional perfect in the main clause, conditional clause. If you had studied, you'd or you would have learned or learned. Normally when they are talking, they contracted. You watch TV series and movies, most people, if not all, on the speaking part, they contracted. So instead of saying you will, they say you'll. Instead of say I am, they say Instead of saying you would, they say you'd. It sounds better. However, when you write it down, normally you don't contract it, so it's more used in spoken English. Okay, so again, these are the four types of conditionals. Conditional 0, conditional 1, how are we doing in terms of well, we need to go conditional 2 and conditional 3. There are 4. The one that they use the most, or the ones that they use the most, are these two. Numbers 1 and 2. Those two conditionals are the ones that are more frequently used. Although 3 and 0 are also used, but 0 is not very frequently used. But compared to these two. So, folks, that's all for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Yes, I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you like the program. I hope you connect tomorrow so you can watch another live program with me, with JC. I have a lot of stories to tell you. Yes, a lot of stories. I hope you like them, and I hope I'm making your stay at home a little bit more enjoyable. Okay, a little bit more fun. With me, with JC, and like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. You stay safe, okay? Don't leave your house and stay healthy. Try to stay healthy as much as possible. And I'll be back tomorrow. So for now, that's all, folks. Goodbye. Bye. See you tomorrow.